What's up, guys? So I made a super good new team. Here, I'm gonna find a battle and then you can check it out because it's so good. Look at this, alright? And it's so Sableye and Flygon and Chandelure and Snorlax and Togekiss and Roserade. It's so good. Like, I don't even know how to come up with this stuff. It's so good. Um, so I I pretty much just found some Pokemon and looked on the Smogon and just used the top set for each of them. So, I mean, I guess that they're kind of good, but I don't really know. I think I'm gonna lead with Flygon and you turn out, but like, I don't know. This team's just so good, and he leads with Azelf. So unless he's scarfed, I should probably outspeed him because I'm scarfed. Because like scarfed Flygon, that's so like who would think of that? Not me. Oh, he goes for a stealth rock though, so I'm in my Sableye now. I guess that I should probably taunt in case he does anything else, but I'm just gonna go for a foul play instead and try to take him out. And I guess that I should have taunted because he did toxic me. Whatever. I mean, this team's just so good that it's not even a big deal. It's totally fine. Um, yeah, except Snorlax. I forgot. I scrolled down on Snorlax, and there was one called Curselax, and it looked so brilliant. I was like, I'm gonna do this one. Um,
Stop the game now.
so, gonna go ahead and try to Will-O-Wisp this Zapdos just to get some residual damage on it, and then I'm gonna switch back into Flygon and hope he doesn't go for Heat Wave, because that'll just stop his Thunderbolt in its tracks. See, isn't that awesome? And I'm just gonna U-turn on out, um, because he's probably gonna switch, but he didn't switch, so that means he's probably going for a Heat Wave now. So I'll go into Chandelure to take the Heat Wave, but he actually roars instead, so that's kind of weird. That's weird. I've never seen somebody roar with its Zapdos. Alright, I'm gonna lay down a layer of spikes as he goes for a Heat Wave now. So I'm gonna switch back into Chandelure to take the Heat Wave. Um, he roosts though, so that's kind of cool, I guess. And I'm just gonna go for a Shadow Ball and do some damage because he's gonna roar me back out. Yeah. So his Zapdos usually outspeeds my Togekiss, so I don't really want to do anything. I'm gonna go back into Flygon in case he goes for a Thunderbolt, which he does. Now I'm just gonna start outraging because I should definitely take down this Zapdos with an outrage, and I don't want it to keep roosting up on me. So we'll see what he goes into because a Flygon locked into Outrage is pretty powerful. So he's probably going to protect with this Sharpedo though, and he does, and I didn't get confused because I didn't calm down. I'm just going to Outrage again because I'm Scarfed. I should probably outspeed it after one speed boost. And I do, and I just take down Sharpedo because it's paper thin. Who uses Sharpedo? I don't know. I don't know why anybody would use any Pokemon that's not like one of these six, because these six are so good. So he Swords Dances. I'm gonna risk the confusion and just go for another outrage, but he's gonna Sucker Punch, and that does a lot of damage, and I do hit myself with confusion, so I'm just gonna go down. I'm gonna go into Sableye now, and I'm going to Will-O-Wisp this Mew because it's obviously a physical set, and we'll see if he switches or what. And he can't. He's gonna forfeit because this team's just so good. He knows that he's gonna lose because this team's so good, guys. All right, let's find another battle so that we can actually do one. So this guy has a Roserade, which is the only good Pokemon on his team because it's the only one that's on this team. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lead with my Sableye and probably hope he leads with that Hitmontop and drop a Will-O-Wisp on it. We'll see what he does. He goes into Roserade though, so I'm gonna taunt it so that it can't set up spikes or toxic spikes for that matter. And there's no sense um, in Will-O-Wisping a Roserade because it's a special attacker and it gets natural cure, so why would I do that? So I'm gonna go into my own Roserade because I'm not taunted, and I'm going to lay some spikes of my own, but he's gonna forfeit too because this team's just so good that nobody wants to deal with it. I don't understand. Why would people not stay and play against this super good team? So he's got Ambipom is probably gonna lead for him. I'm just gonna go with Sableye again because he can't fake out a Sableye, and I can Will-O-Wisp him. But he goes into Nidoking, and I don't know if Nidoking is going to be a special or physical set, so I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp it anyway. And Nidoking usually doesn't have Stealth Rocks or anything, so I don't really need to taunt. But if he like goes for a setup move, I'm just gonna taunt on him. But he goes for an Earth Power instead, and I miss the Will-O-Wisp. So I'm gonna go into Flygon now, and he's like, yeah, alright, I'm gonna switch out too, and he goes into Arcanine. And I am going to lock myself into Earthquake and just drill this Arcanine because he can't do too much to me. He sets up a sub actually, which is weird, and goes for a Toxic, which this is so weird because this is a substandard Arcanine. I don't know what to do with that. So I'm going to go into Chandelure, and he goes for his Stealth Rock. I'm going to set up a sub because he's probably going to switch because he's the Levitate because Earthquake missed. So we'll see what he does, and he stays in and goes for his own Earthquake. I should be able to KO with a Fire Blast though, because Chandelure is like super duper powerful. So I'm gonna go for a Fire Blast, but he sees this and switches out into his Suicune, and I'm going to hit it with an Energy Ball and not quite take it out, which is weird because Chandelure is so good. But I'm gonna go into Flygon now and U-turn, because that should take out this Suicune, but if he switches, then I'll have switch advantage, and I'm going to go into Sableye, because Sableye is so good. Like, that Prankster ability that it gets makes it have priority on non-attacking moves, and I don't know if you know how awesome that is, but it's super awesome. So I'm going to go back into Flygon now, because he's probably going to go for another Earth Power. And, you know, if he does, then what's he gonna do to Flygon? And he actually has a Fire Blast, but he misses, so it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna go for an Outrage because it should 2-hit KO, and I should be able to survive a Fire Blast without too much of a problem. And then I'll just be done with this Nidoking. And yeah, I definitely survived that Fire Blast, but he's gonna go into Bronzong, and I'm going to go back into Sableye, and he goes for a Gyro Ball. I'm just gonna recover this turn to get some health back because he's only doing a quarter, so I'll get a lot of health back from that recovery. He goes for an Earthquake this time, and it does a little bit more. I'm just gonna Will-O-Wisp him though, and he goes for a Toxic, so that worked well for him. I probably should have taunted first. I'm gonna see how much damage a Foul Play does. Not enough to stay in on. I'm gonna switch on out into Togekiss. And he's going to go for a Gyro Ball, but it's not going to do very much. So I'm going to just go for an Aura Sphere because it's neutral damage and it's a pretty powerful move. And it does 22. He misses the Toxic, luckily enough. So I'm just going to drill him with another Aura Sphere. And that takes down his Bronzong. So there goes his wall. And he's probably going to fake out here, but that's fine. I don't really know what else to do. So he fakes out, and I'm just gonna Thunder Wave it, and hopefully he doesn't go back into his Nidoking like he does. So I'm gonna go for an Air Slash now and hope that I take it out. I might be able to, but I'm not sure. He goes for a Fire Blast and outsped me, but it only did about a quarter, and I have Roost, so it's not a big deal at all. And he's gonna fake out again, and then probably do something else, but I'm just gonna Roost here. And see what he U-turns into, and I'm gonna get a bunch of health back as he goes into Arcanine, who probably has Wild Charge, so I'm gonna pretty much just sacrifice Flygon here, as he sets up a sub, actually. So what should I do now? I think I'm gonna go into Snorlax and set up a couple curses, because once you get curses up on Snorlax, it's like really hard to kill, and he's gonna try to Toxic me, but I have Rest, so it's not a big deal at all. And I'm gonna go for a Body Slam here, as he actually roars me out, and so I'm back into Roserade, and I'm going to just go for a Sludge Bomb, because, no I'm not, because those physical attackers are hard, so I'm gonna sacrifice Sableye to get a safe switch in, as he goes for a Flamethrower, so he's actually a special Arcanine, which is really weird. I'm going to go back into Snorlax, and I'm going to Rest so that he can't, or so that I don't keep getting Toxic, and then I'm going to be asleep for 2 turns, but he's just going to roar me out, so I'm going to go for an Air Slash to try to take down his sub, as he hits me with another Toxic. So I'm just going to keep Air Slashing, and breaking his sub, and he's not going to be able to set up a sub now. But he goes for a flamethrower, but it doesn't KO. But I'm getting really close to dead from the toxic damage, so we'll see what he goes into. He's got 2 pokes left that haven't even come out yet. Cobalion and what? Oh no, and Ambipom. But I'm just gonna go for an Aura Sphere here as he tries to substitute up, and I'm gonna go down to the toxic damage. I'm going to go into Rose Raid, I guess, and Giga Drain it, but I think that I might lose this, but that's so weird because this is such a good team. I don't know what he's gonna do because Cobalion's so diverse. He's Sword Stances, so he's a physical Cobalion. So that sucks because that means that I don't really have anything that I can do against him. And goes for a close combat, and he's just gonna finish off my team now because I can't do anything. So I guess that was a good game, but I can't believe that I lost because this team's so good. Alright, yeah, anyways, as you guys can probably tell, I hate all of these Pokemon, and I'm never going to use this team again. Or any of the Pokemon, probably. They're all ridiculously overpowered, and I hate them all. And, or just purely annoying. So, alright, that was actually the first battle that I lost with that team, like, after I made it, so, yeah. I'm kinda surprised that I did lose, because, like I said, that was the first time that I lost with it, and I used it a couple times before I started recording, so. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you use those Pokemon, I hate your face. Have a nice day.